What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Marvel Rivals. Today, since you guys enjoyed so much of the previous spectating content that I have done, I figured I would do something similar, and this time I tried to pick a character that I see the most discrepancy between bronze and the higher ranks in like the top 100, and that's Doctor Strange. So today we're going to be spectating this guy ZR Midnight. He plays Doctor Strange. He does a pretty good job. As you can see, the scoreboard is very much in his favor. He outdamages the entire lobby and he outblocks the entire lobby. So very good player. We're gonna hop right into it, but I figured it would be kind of cool to learn together. Definitely take away some things that this guy does well, some things that maybe he could have done better, that sort of thing. So let's toggle our POV to this guy and get right into it. So once the fight loads here, we just kind of start going at it. His magic is definitely the front line, so he tries to peel for her a little bit. As you can see, he's basic attacking and then like tapping with his shield. I believe that is to just cancel the animation of his basic attack. So that's something that I see a lot of higher level Stranges do. Just auto attacking and then either melee weaving or something like that. So definitely keep in mind that Doctor Strange has a pretty good melee, so weave that in when things are in melee range, and his reload is very long. So always reload when you don't have someone in your face and you're not needing to do that. So he steps in front of the Magneto because the Magneto shield is down there. That's pretty cool. And again, just tap firing and then tapping his block to block a little bit more. This charge in the middle of his screen, in case you don't know, this increases the damage of his E. So he's at 90 right now, 100. He activates his E, and then he starts building a lot of charge here. The unfortunate thing about what happens here is that he's now at 100 charge, and he doesn't have his E up, so he can't actually activate his E until a little bit later, and if you hold that charge for too long, you get a healing absorb, meaning you cannot be healed, which actually I believe costs his team the fight there. So he can't be healed, his other tank dies, and his team gets pushed back quite a bit. At this point, he kind of knows that his team is still on the point. He loses 2 people, but they still have their Jeff and their magic, so does portal onto point. This is kind of a ballsy play, I would say, but their Jeff actually lands a kill on the Bucky with ult, and their magic lands a kill on their Strange. So they definitely turned this point when I feel like they probably shouldn't. That was a little bit wild that they were able to get away with that. I see a lot of Doctor Stranges at lower ranks, especially. They go for like some kind of cheese play, like off the rip. They just try and take the point and on first portal. Also, he has a massive ult here. Bam. It is cool that he kind of they almost picked the location where that ult would go best as well. So as you can see, they capped the point. No one is standing on point, but they posture up a little bit in this hallway to sort of funnel the enemy into a place where they can get maximum value. Doctor Strange is also just crazy on this map because if you keep people in these side hallways, they're very close quarters. They also realize that the enemy is not stepping up there, and they know they have a Doctor Strange, so they're looking for this portal, and sure enough, the portal actually does come through. And the enemy actually commits Star-Lord ult, Strange ult, Magneto ult, and Bucky ult. So his team gets absolutely obliterated here, but they also commit Cloak and Dagger ult. So the only ult that they didn't use there was Mantis ult. So his team is going to get wiped, but that's totally okay. So, but I would say, one of the main things that I notice in higher ranks when I'm spectating Doctor Stranges is just that first of all, that they auto weave, so they melee weave, they use their auto attacks and then tap fire their block. They don't just walk forward and hold up their block, because high level players are just going to melt through that 800 shield pretty easily. So you want to make sure that you can keep it up and block a little bit of damage, block a little bit more damage, do a little bit of damage, that sort of thing. And then also they don't use a whole lot of like cheese portals. They use them very strategically. They don't try and like teleport behind the enemy and take the point in one swing, because a lot of higher level players are not going to let you do that. So he does clip the Star-Lord there. His E has a pretty crazy range there, I feel like. That Star-Lord seemed really far away. And again, they're just posturing up, but they know that they have this round in the bag. So let's skip forward and let's go into round 2. And if you want to see more spectating content, feel free to leave a like on the video, leave a comment, something that you learned, something that you want to see more of. I read all the comments, I respond to most of the comments as well. So definitely go ahead and give me a shout. I'm happy to, try and make videos for you guys that cover a specific thing or anything like that. So getting right into it, their Star-Lord kind of runs it down here. Maybe he just wasn't able to reposition after the portal opened, but as you can see, his portal was actually in kind of a weird corner there. Like, it wasn't in the line of sight of the enemy team too, so as soon as they go through that choke right there, they can't actually, they would have to look backwards and right to see it. So I'm not sure if that was fully intentional, but I think it was a good position to put it. The enemy doesn't really know that it's coming. I'm actually on the wrong person here, so let's go back to ZR Midnight, because he actually died, so that's awkward. I just got caught up in the Magneto gameplay. Sue me. Alright, so he sees the Star-Lord up there. Like, I can't do anything about that. He also knows that he has ult here, so... And they do have point. Both the Cloak and Daggers commit ult here. And again, he's just tap firing his basic attack and blocking. And now he's just letting his shield recharge. It's at about 400. And now he's looking to descend on the enemy and drop a Doctor Strange ult. Sees 4 of them here. He does ult, but the enemy Strange actually blocks it for most of the team there, so he only gets 1 person with it, and his team ends up kind of wiping as a result of that. So something that you saw him look for just previously in that play was that he went up into the sky, and when you go up into the sky and you start casting Eye of Agamotto, which is Doctor Strange's ult, you descend slowly, and pretty much by time you hit the ground is when the cast goes off. So definitely try and get to a position of height, fall onto the enemy team just so they don't know you're coming. It's pretty televised too, so when you're looking for an ult. So anything that you can do to either peek around a corner or do something like that helps a lot. So again, we're tap firing our left click. We're at 99 charge, so he needs to spend this in a second. There we go. And then we're back up to 50 already. So he's going to hold up his block a little bit more, wait for his E to be off cooldown. We're at 100. Detonate that. Big damage. They do end up cleaning the enemy team pretty well here with the help of that Luna ult. And this Magneto probably should have just died, I would say. I think that was probably the better thing to do, because now 3 members of the enemy team are up. The Magneto and the Star-Lord just came up, and the Cloak and Dagger still has a couple seconds before they are up. So he can posture a little bit and know that he's not fighting the whole team as he goes up there. Build a little bit of ult charge and do that sort of thing. And then their Doctor Strange is at half HP before they even get to the point. So that is definitely pretty good. He definitely doesn't play point as much as lower ranked Doctor Stranges too. So as you can see, he's going up in the sky here, hoping that the enemy funnels through this choke. He still gets a pretty decent Eye of Agamotto. He has his E charged up as well. And if you didn't know, his Doctor Strange's E, which is that kind of AoE burst sort of thing that scales off the charge in the middle, it does double dip. So if you Eye of Agamotto and you stand between the target and their clone, it will actually hit both of them and do double damage to the target as a result. So I think that Mantis has kind of given up, but you know, this looks like it's going to be pretty easy for them to hold, especially because they killed the Star-Lord there. Magneto does ult, and they blow 3 ults there, but none of them actually touch point, and that is the game. So very, very good Doctor Strange. Definitely try this character out. I've kind of seen that he's been banned in a bunch of higher level games, but if he gets through, he's a very good, very good character to try and pick up. Very, very impactful ult. There's lots that you can do, and this guy actually does get MVP on this character. And once again, once we see the scoreboard, you can see he out-damaged the entire lobby. He also out-blocked the entire lobby, even when he's just tap-firing his block. So you don't need to go, too crazy. You don't need to try and block, 40,000 damage or anything like that. You just need to, I see a lot of Doctor Stranges get like 6,000 damage and 40,000 blocked, and 6,000 damage isn't going to, you're not putting any pressure on the enemy team or anything like that. So you'll see a little bit more of a similar number in the damage and the damage block department. But if you found this video helpful, don't hesitate to leave a like on it, subscribe for more content, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.